Okay, y'all, they're on their way. Here comes Jason and Brooke and Roy and Rachel.
You're getting the double?
Okay, I assumed as much.
You want those in a particular spot?
Where's the other? I almost fell. Where's the other one with the blue X?
I put it on there just now.
Oh.
Do you want a particular place?
So while I'm here dressed in this full bee suit, I want you to see this. Look at that. You ever get stung?
All the time. They're sweet for the most part, but you get about 10,000 girls in one hive, and one of them's bound to be a little angry with you.
You get 10,000 girls in any room, somebody's going to be angry.
That's true. Has some growing room, and so it'll be, 8 frames of bees to expand on, but the other ones that are really full, they need a second box because they're bursting out the seams, and we don't want them to swarm. Now.
Oh, I see bees in there. Do these screens come off? Do y'all take the screens off?
They don't. This is just for ventilation, especially in the thick of summer.
Okay.
It's hard to tell right now because the sun is going down, but maybe this hive. It's hard to tell, but you'll be able to feel like the heat off of them. I don't know if there's much right now because the sun's warm itself. And
How do they go in and out of the hive?
the front of it, so they're plugged up right now.
Oh, okay, I got
And
you.
that'll be the big reveal. They're all gonna
reveal?
rush out the front, and the first thing you'll see them do is kind of collect at the front, and they just like turn around and look back. They're like, okay, this is home now. So they'll get acquainted with the area, but right when they've come out, this is a brand new space to them, so they're all gonna come out and look back at the hive, especially the foragers. The nurse bees won't leave the hive for a couple weeks, so they don't know the difference other than what they're told by the other bees.
Okay, I got you. So when I plant stuff like the radishes and kale or whatever out here, and then when I plant spring flowers, will that matter to them? Or
Oh no, they'll love it. As far as foraging off of it, they'll love it. And I think you're talking about actually being on the tractor and stuff.
no, I'm not.
Like if they'll come at you.
No, I don't care. I'll just be on the tractor, just minding my own business. They can do what they want to do.
They usually have really good temperament. We'll mow around the hives, but every hive has a different personality. So sometimes it's a little bit trial and error in that case. But
I mean,
no,
would it be
they'll
okay for them to eat pollen from different stuff?
And they won't go to stuff that they shouldn't be eating.
Okay.
There will be people who will be like, don't plant buttercups or don't have buttercups around them. They have enough sense to go to the floral sources that are going to be appropriate for them.
Okay, good. Because I'm kind of bee
Good for
dumb.
'em. Toxic for them.
Toxic,
Apparently.
really?
Apparently buttercups are toxic for them.
Wow.
And there's some sources that they'll go to that might not be as nutritious, like corn. They love corn. They'll be all on the tassels, but that doesn't do necessarily a lot for their nutrition, but they'll be gathering stuff from all the different resources that are around.
The corn that's planted over here will have flowers right beside it, though.
They'll love that.
Okay.
They'll love that. And like you said, all this out here
Oh yeah, this will all be privet.
and where it was burned and all this stuff coming up. We
When
have some
that-
bees
When
out
that
on-
area starts coming back, it is amazing.
Yeah.
Because the carbon in there, it promotes growth, and it's
they'll-
amazing.
They'll love it. The places where they do best is where it is just natural, just stuff that's run wild.
Well, this will be 69 acres of natural. And then the rest of it, of course, this back 40 over here, 30, whatever, whatever's here. But what they burned was 69 acres.
That's wild.
So, I just ate fresh honey
To just make sure that
from the hive over there.
what I do
And I'm chewing the comb. You can't get fresher honey than that. Excited.
So I don't really have concerns over this one. I mean, it's always possible to get snagged, but I was in these hives and they were so sweet. This may be one of my frames that is just started. This is brand spanking new wax they have put there. And you see all the babies. So there's little larvae
Oh, is it the shiny
and little
stuff?
tiny eggs. Well, there's some nectar in there too, dispersed in between.
Oh my gosh.
And so they've just started out on this frame, and that's why this wax is so bright. Now that'll darken really quick because they're going to use that to lay, and the queen will. Let me see if
That's
I.
amazing.
Oh, that's some pretty bees. And right there, you got your honey.
Look at the honey. Y'all, and I just ate some fresh honey from the comb. I ate the comb too. Not bad.
There's our queen. See if you can find her. She's in this general area.
Oh, I see her.
Yeah.
I see her.
Right there.
Yes. She looks totally different. She looks totally different. Let me get over here so I can see her too. Because I'm going to make my husband pick her out of the video. Yeah. So is there a queen on just one queen per hive? Or?
Correct. There will be only one queen per hive, and every bee in her hive is her daughter. The males that are throughout the hive, or will be soon enough now that we're coming into spring, they travel from hive to hive. They don't have a dedicated family. They're just a family to all. And I want to see if I can find some of the males in here. I don't know if I have any quite yet because we're a little early into springtime. But yeah, all of these bees are all female, and they're her daughters.
Oh, wow.
At one point in
All her
time, they were her
daughters.
sisters. But she has since
Yeah,
been
Oh my
the
gosh.
queen for a while now, so these are all her daughters. I want to bring you in another hive over here. Now this hive, I believe, does have some males in it. Again, they're so robust. They look really good. Let's see. So let's pull up this one. Oh, looky us. We got another queen out.
Oh my gosh, look at her. Look at her.
She has a little pink dot on the back, and that means that she was a queen from 2023. So she's still hanging in there, and queens can stay in the colony. They say 3 to 5 years is her life expectancy, where her daughters, the workers, they have, you know, weeks to months. So she is the oldest bee in the colony as well.
Oh, wow. Look at Grandma with the pink dot on her. Grandma with the pink hair. Yes.
That's a hoot girl with pink hair. This is gonna be hard to tell, but these girls right here, they're so super duper fuzzy.
Yeah.
She's a brand new baby. She was just born, or just hatched, I guess would be the better way. Just emerged. Sometimes when you get in the hive, you can see them emerging from the cells. So these are capped cells. Oh look, it's her birthday. She's hatching right now.
Oh my gosh.
So she'll
Look at her
chew
coming out.
the wax around her to make her way out. So yeah, it's her birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday
you gonna name her?
Hattie.
Hattie.
Hattie Mae.
We'll see if we find her next time. You think she'll tell us?
She'll say, "Hey, I'm Hattie Mae."
But yeah, you can see her chewing that wax, and she'll make a hole and eventually come out there and join everybody else. And her first job will be as a nurse bee, and that'll be taking care of her sisters, all the larvae that'll hatch.
So they
and
just
they'll
know
feed
what
other
they're
bees.
supposed to do
They do.
when they come out.
They have the instincts, and they have, you know, a very complex way of communicating with each other through pheromones that, you know, as a beekeeper, I'd love to say I know, but I don't. You learn new things every day. The more you find out about bees, the more you find out you don't know about bees. So maybe another day for a male bee. They're called drones, and I just don't see
And what do
any.
the drones do?
The drones are, their, you know, explicit intent for the hive to keep it ongoing is to mate with new queens as they emerge. Other than that, they hang
just
around,
Hang around. Well, yeah.
hang around, eat the food. They go from hive to hive again. They don't have a specific colony that they belong to, so they really, you know, get to hang out with all the ladies. Just eat and then mate when that's time.
Well, the life of the guy.
They look. Here's the kicker though, is come fall, and really, you know, late fall, they get kicked out of the hive. They will literally get dragged out because resources are scarce. They're not anticipating on collecting anymore throughout the winter and then that time. So they get the boot.
You guys gotta go.
There's lots of mouths to feed, and they consider theirs unessential. So yeah, if I see a male, and males, they don't have stingers. So if you get stung and you say, "Ooh, he got me," oh,
It's
she got you.
A she.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, there's lots to learn with honeybees.
Like,
And
I am
they're-
surrounded by bees right now. This is so awesome.
Let's have you hold the frame. Let's open these girls
you
up. I don't know what I'm thinking.
serious?
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're really calm. And if anything goes awry, let me see. I'm gonna pull out a different frame.
If anything goes awry, I'm running, and I'll see you back at the
Yeah,
house.
I'll be right here, laughing, filming.
Look at her. I got into a yellow jacket nest one time, and I was running, but they were like right behind me the whole time, stinging me.
Yeah, a honeybee, it will follow you. And look what I did. I got the queen up on this frame too. She travels. She travels around to lay her eggs. So if you want to,
Yeah.
picking them up right here, and I'll grab a bee. They don't take to it too kindly.
Okay, yeah, my stinger. Look at this. I'm holding the queen. Let me flip her over and show you the queen. Right there. She's coming toward my finger. Oh no, she turned around and went the other way. Look at that. Y'all, I am holding the frame.
Got all these bees.
Well, that's precious. I feel like Yogi Bear now.
Now there's
Or Boo Boo. Probably more like Boo Boo.
you got 10 hives here at G&G.
I mean, I'm just super excited about it too. 10 pollination stations.
I like that.
Oh yeah, I love bees, and I love honey. And so every time I have a biscuit, I'm gonna have one with honey on it. And my saying is the same every time. The goodness of bees.
That is so sweet. I love that. I think you'll be a great steward of the bees
Well,
here.
I'm gonna try to plant some things that they like and some extra flowers back here. And of course, we've got the natural habitat back here, and I try to keep it natural. But yeah, I'm gonna treat them good.
They're gonna love it. It's like, sometimes like us humans, when we act out, it's
Yeah, we'll
usually
be
for a
swatting at
reason.
them and they'll be trying to sting because they don't know why we're swatting at them. They think something's going on.
And now some hives have a particular high tendency. They're over defensive, and you don't want that.
What
Gotta
makes
be.
them angry?
There's different theories on it, but the genetics, as well as if they're hangry. We just went to a bee conference a couple weeks ago, and they did studies on that. If there's low pollen or nectar resources, they get hangry. They want food.
Well,
Or
we
if
do
they're
too.
queens, yeah, exactly. They're a lot like us in a lot of ways. They're a lot like us. But yeah, checking the hives for aggressive behavior when you know that everything should be going good is really the best time. This time of year isn't necessarily the best indicator, but you kind of start to get an idea of what the hive is going to act like.
So you're pretty young. How long have you been doing this?
I have been helping out for about 8-ish years, but full time about 4 years.
Wow.
So I'm still learning. There are beekeepers who have been keeping hives for decades. I think that being in them every day has lent a certain respect, and it's kind of a all hands on deck with learning.
Right.
But I've gotten to see them through a handful of seasons, but you never ever stop learning. And when you're able to speak with people who have been keeping bees for decades and decades, it's always evolving too. So you're a lifelong student.
I noticed you don't have the natural fear of bees
I think at one point I did.
because they're like all over your hands, and you're like just talking like they're not even there.
At this point, though, I've gotten my
They're
fair share
going to
of stings.
sting you, so you just were like, okay, it's going to hurt for a minute. Or
I've gotten my fair share of stings, so I know what to anticipate. I think a lot of beekeeping, and when people start to beekeep, especially or around wild bees, it's natural and good to have a healthy respect and fear for them. Just as you would approaching, a dog that you see at the end of the street. You don't know their behavior, but with them, though, I know that the worst that they can do, and well, I've gotten that.
well, I've already gotten your worst, so come on, bring it.
Exactly. But I think that they, when we go in these hives, it's not with intentions to disrupt them. It's cultivating, their colonies in a way like a garden. You're trying to be the best steward you can for them. Now, is it disruptive to take off the top and peek inside? Yeah, that can be, that's valid. But it's making sure that their colony health and everything that they need is in there for them. And adjusting, when that's the case. They can't themselves take a frame of eggs from a different hive. That's on us to do. So you got to look in and see. And I think that they might know. I think they might know to some level and extent that we're trying to do what's good for them. But others, they're just defensive.
Yeah,
We're
that was
excited
great.
to be splitting hives out here and having, more of the family, more of the Cog Hill, the G&G Farms, all of that. And they've been really happy over at Cog Hill, and I know that they'll be happy here too, especially with all that you have planting and going on.
Oh yeah, we're gonna make sure that they are very happy of here.
What that does is it allows them to get more bees, and they'll bring in more resources, and so the bigger the colony is, the faster they'll make the honey. Yeah, so we try and build them up as we do this spring here. And then,
So, how much longer do you think for you to come back and add the bees? Just depends.
it's just going to depend on the weather. So we have some warmer weather coming up, and that should, if I had to guess, another couple weeks, and they'll be ready for another one. It is unreal. It's an exciting time of the year. It really, really is. As you watch these grow, you can see we try to keep notes, but some of these have been had. Now this one from the top. Wow. See, they're concentrated here in the middle. They still have these other ones, And this one, this frame right here, can't see, isn't built out. So they have to build the wax there yet. So
Gotcha.
it might be another 3 weeks before they do that. But this time of year is when they build out, and then when the flow starts, when everything starts to blossom, then they're ready to go. And they will fill up a box like this. And we've seen it do it in a week, week and a half. Wow. It's just incredible.
So is there any wildlife that's like natural predators other than bear for honeybees?
Dragonflies.
Yeah.
Dragonflies.
Dragonflies. They're a predator to the queens when they're on their mating flight. Birds. What is it, a Carolina wren?
Uh-huh. They'll sit right outside the hive.
Yeah, they are always looking
Breakfast,
for a
lunch,
treat.
and dinner.
Spiders will try.
Oh yeah.
And I've seen them
But I
caught.
don't think they kill the bees.
I've seen it happen. I've seen them go zzz, zzz,
Oh,
zzz, zzz,
that.
up in a web,
Oh, wow.
spinning on there.